If you love someone that's depressed or anxious, this is important for you to know. Because we have, in the oversimplified model of the brain that we talk about here, we have three parts of the brain. We have our thinking brain, we have our emotional brain, and we have our instinctual brain. And the emotional instinctual brain are subconscious. They're pre-verbal, they're before thought, they're immediate, they're automatic, they're reactive. They come on like that, right? And so when that happens, there's an alarm switch in here, okay? And when the alarm switch goes off, what happens is it sends a message. It says, danger, 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 there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. And that's before any story about what is wrong. And then our awareness scans our environment and it looks around and say, oh, it must be because of that or that or that. I'm afraid because of this reason, or I'm sad about this, or it must be, or maybe there's nothing happening that we can tell obviously and say, oh, maybe it's because of what happened to me when I was little, or maybe, but the reasons or the stories that happen that we generate in this thinking part of the brain, they happen after the fact of the alarm, okay? So the alarm is faulty in a sense. It can become stuck on in a manner of speaking, okay? Now, when this happens, however, it feels very real. And when the alarm switch is on, it doesn't matter if you are on the proverbial beach in Hawaii, whatever is your awesome place to be that you would imagine would be amazing. If the alarm switch is on, you will find a reason to become angry, afraid, or depressed. Fight, flight, or freeze. It's like there's three gears. There's F1 is anger, F2 is fear, F3 is depression. Fight, flight, and freeze. And when we're in one of those gears, there's no other way that we can interpret our experience. It is way more powerful. This part of the brain processes 40,000 bits of data per second. This part only 40. It is of a magnitude more powerful, significant magnitude more powerful, and more immediate. And so we will think how we feel. And then we will feel how we think. And then we will think how we feel. And then we will feel how we think. And we will get in this reinforcing loop of thought and feeling, thought and feeling, thought and feeling that generates intensity. And due to that intensity, we will say, see, it must be true. It must be real. That thing that I'm nervous about, oh yeah, oh, maybe I am having a heart attack, or oh, maybe it is a tumor. It must be real because we feel it so strongly. And we feel it so strongly because we think about it. But so frequently we get caught in this thinking, feeling loop. But what the real source of compassion here is that for your loved ones that are in this, that are stuck in this, it feels absolutely real to them. When this alarm switch is on, everything feels dangerous sometimes. Everything, right? However, so it's helpful for us to kind of, if we get basically pissed off at them, or we get angry, or we get upset, or we get afraid, what we're doing is we're only adding fuel to the fire. So kindness, compassion, understanding. Now, for those of us that get stuck in these places, myself included, with a history of that, of years and years and years of getting stuck in these places, it becomes incumbent upon me to recognize that trying to put out every single fire that I think is the reason why I'm afraid, angry, or depressed is like your smoke alarm going off in your house, looking around, checking, seeing that there's no fires, and spraying your fire extinguisher around the house anyhow. Oh, there's no fire, and I'm gonna still douse my toaster oven with with the chemical fire extinguisher. Well, now by reacting to the story, to the reason why I think the alarm switch must be going off, I have actually created a real problem in my life, and I'm going to need to buy a new toaster, right? And so that ripple effect of being distracted by the reasons why we think we are afraid, angry, and depressed not only diverts our attention and energy away from doing what we could actually do about it, a real solution, which is to go and look at the smoke alarm and say, oh, it needs new batteries, or the alarm switch it's tripped, and for some reason it's just staying stuck on and it's sending an alarm message even when there isn't an alarm message, and learning how to turn off that alarm switch. That's the root. But we go trying to put out all the external fires of why we think we're so upset, and then we dissipate the energy that we need, and we end up creating now immune system challenges. We get stuck in ruts. We get stuck in the thinking, feeling loop. So hopefully this explanation can help you to understand why it's so useful to do the work to retrain the brain, to train the brain or remain the same, to learn how to become a master of turning off the alarm switch and letting healing happen, letting the problematic orientation to life fall away. But the more we pay attention to the reasons why we think we're upset, the more we are going to stay upset. The more we're trying to fix all of the things that we think are broken, the more we are going to actually maintain them, right? Because if we look at that neurologically, if I'm going, I got to fix this reason why I'm anxious, I got to fix these reasons why I'm anxious, I got to fit this reason why I'm anxious, well, I'm still anxious. But if I go and say, oh, the alarm switch is on, and I turn off the alarm switch, now I'm no longer anxious. Some of those things might even disappear, or if not, I have a more level head and a more rational mind and more creative capacities, health, and vitality to actually solve real problems in my life. All right. Hope that's useful for you. Questions, comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you dig it. All right. Cheers.